Welcome in, folks. I've missed live streaming so much. I missed recording so much. I tore this thing out, not this one, but I tore my previous XLR cable out, although let's be honest, it was pretty crappy quality. Should have gotten a new one way long time ago. It lasted me like 2 years. But here we are, we're back. We got a new XLR cable. Hopefully it sounds good. Can't imagine it sounds any different. I would hope it doesn't sound any different. Hopefully we're not lagging. I have the two computer stream setup going on. Welcome everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. It looks like we have some people filing in. And, like usual, it's going to be a Q&A format. But on top of that, I do have topics I want to discuss. I want to talk about Van Jefferson, the main event of our show tonight. Unfortunately, I always say you don't want news in the off season because typically it's not good news, right? You talk about last year, Cam Akers and how bad that injury was, and then, now this Van Jefferson stuff. Well, the good news is the Van Jefferson stuff is nowhere near as bad as the Cam Akers stuff was. That is a big deal. That's something I don't think you could just discount. That matters. But at the same time, it is something to be concerned with because, while he is probably going to be ready to go by week 4, we'll say, and I don't even know if he misses the first game of the season, but this also kind of, throws some stuff up in the air about the future. If this is a significant knee injury, over time, like say he's getting this worked on, but if this ends up being a lingering thing, then yeah, I mean, we're going to be looking at potentially a Todd Gurley situation. I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. But, let's just cover all the bases. Let's cover all the facts. And I think what it really comes down to is now, if you want to look at this pessimistically, does it hurt Van Jefferson's chances potentially of, getting that long-term deal with the Rams? Maybe. I mean, if they deem that his knee isn't going to be great moving forward, then yeah, they might pass. They might change their approach. Does this make Odell Beckham Jr. even more of a possibility than he was before? I mean, I don't know about that. I think he was very much somebody that they wanted to bring back. But the optimist side, if you're an optimist, you should be looking at how this changes the game for a guy like Jacob Harris, Tutu Atwell, Ben Skoranek, guys on the roster that they drafted, 3 guys they drafted last year. Now they get opportunities. If you like other guys, like, McCutcheon on the roster, you like Warren Jackson, you like J.J. Koski, you like, Akers, Landon Akers. I mean, if you like any of those guys, this is certainly an opportunity. It opens up a hole, a spot, if you will. I'll be honest, I don't think Van Jefferson is going to be ready for week 1. It's minor surgery, but it's still surgery. You don't want to rush it. There's no need to rush it. Obviously you want all hands on deck against the Bills, but let's not act like the Rams have never played a game not all hands on deck. I mean, they went to, Arizona and won a game without Jalen Ramsey and Tyler Higbee. So, I'm not about to rush Van Jefferson. I'm about to make sure he's okay, make sure things go well, not try to push the envelope there. Not smart to do it, so I wouldn't do it personally. We'll see how the Rams operate. I can't imagine that they're going to push the envelope either. It makes no sense to. Really, you have a lot of talent there at the wide receiver spot. Now, the interesting thing here is that Mcveigh teased OBJ. And while that's not a surprise to me and that's not the big thing is that he's now mentioned him twice this week alone. And honestly, it sounds like maybe he could be back sooner than we thought. So that's also something to keep in mind. Before we get further into this, I want to remind you guys, if you like what you're hearing right now, and maybe this is the first time, the second time, or the third time, or even maybe this is the last time you want to listen to me, if you like it enough, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the thumbs up. Goes a long way. The bell icon, make sure you'll never miss another episode of JE Live and any other video I post. So yeah, do that for me and yourself if you're interested. What's up, Kevin? I missed your comment earlier, but we're gonna catch up now. Flowprod says go Rams. Jake, with Van Jefferson's knee issue, who do you think takes over wide receiver 3, 2-2, Skoranek? Maybe even we see Powell in smack. That's a good question. Scott, I think it's going to be a committee approach. I think they're going to give everybody an opportunity to win that job, and I think that's how it should be. Who do I think comes out on top? Well, I think there's a chance Tutu Atwell comes out on top. I think there's a chance Jacob Harris comes out on top. I think those are the two favorites, and they should be. The higher drafted guys. Harris is finally moving full-time to wide receiver, takes the burden mentally and physically off trying to learn the tight end position, which he didn't play in college. I always said if you want to make the transition, go the route that the Ravens went with Darren Waller, making him, keeping him at wide receiver when they could have moved him to tight end, and then the Raiders moved him to tight end. He already learned the wide receiver spot. He wasn't great, but he learned the wide receiver spot, and then he came to the Raiders, and they taught him the tight end spot. When you have to learn basically being an offensive lineman and a wide receiver at the same time, it's not easy. And so I am more of a fan of not forcing the envelope there and just, hey, let's see what you can do. Let's build up your skill set at one position and then address, down the line moving to another one. I think it's going to be Atwell, but definitely don't sleep on Harris. Harris, I think I was a little underestimating of early on, and I'm starting to kind of, I can see I'm not going to say he blows it up this year, but I could definitely see him making an impact, especially in the red zone. What's up, Julio? We're doing well. In case you didn't know, I have an announcement. MCU Edge, if this involves anybody who likes the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this does not involve you, please. You can feel free to ignore me for the next minute or so. But I'm seconds, actually. But the MCU Edge is moving to a new time, Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Pacific Time. The reason being the Rams season, the NFL season, the Jets season, as I cover both teams, it is coming close, okay? We're under the 40-day period. I'm going to be doing those shows. I'm going to be doing a lot of content on Monday, days after the games. I'm going to be doing a lot of content on, Friday and Saturday, preparing for the games, and of course Sunday. So Monday didn't make any sense to keep the Marvel Cinematic Universe show that I do running on Monday. So that's moving to Wednesday. So Hump Day will be Marvel Day as far as when I'm talking about it. As always, you can go and subscribe and follow over on the Call-In app, exclusively on the Call-In app. And if you're looking for any sort of show where you don't just sit here and chat with me, which you can do there, actually, but you don't just sit and chat. You can actually call in. You can talk. You want to give your thoughts. You want to voice your opinions like a radio show. I take callers over on the Call-In app for not only the MCU Edge, but I also do callers for the Rams Edge, which is 2 times a week. We're going to be doing our first big event on Rams Edge, exclusively on Rams Edge. It's the first preseason game of the year. It's going to be the Rams preseason game. We're going to go live. We're going to chat during the entire thing. So if you want a hangout spot during the preseason game, you just hop on Call-In. You go to Rams Edge, and we can talk throughout the entire game. So I look forward to that. I think it'll do well. We're trying to, keep building it up, but, we'll see until then. Just some, news there. 2-2, Jacob Harris, Benny Sko get a chance week 1 if Van misses the game. I don't know if Ben Skoranek is going to get as much of a shot as Tutu Atwell, who's a second-round pick. But, I mean, he's in the mix. Absolutely. I hope Powell gets a shot to play on the offense. I'll never forget in the Super Bowl, him going up to Stafford and saying, I'll make a play for you, let me out there. I'm not expecting Powell. I'm just not. But it would be nice to see that for sure. Did you see that A-Rob catch? Yes, I reposted a short on YouTube. So it is on my channel. For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, the Allen Robinson catch is on my channel. So after this stream, if you want to head on over to my channel page, go to the shorts portion. Allen Robinson cooking at Rams camp is what it's called. And man, is it already doing some good numbers right off the rip. 80 going to be an actor. Probably. Salute my brother Jake. Salute Monty. How we doing? Jake Harris in the mix again. I definitely agree. How was your night, Ben? Financial advisor Jake. I'm not a financial advisor. So let's slow your roll on that one, Aiden. But it's going well. Hope all is well on your end, and I appreciate you being here. The Rams are now second most value in the NFL, fifth overall in U.S. sport franchise. They are behind the Warriors. Oh, that came out today? I'm going to look that up. So that just came out? Ah, okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. Yeah, I think we covered that before. But now it's updated, I guess. Cowboys are worth $7.6 billion. The Rams are now second. That's awesome. It's $5.91 billion. The Rams are worth $5.91 billion. That's awesome. That's just NFL franchises. But that's great. So they surpassed the Patriots and Giants. I believe they were fourth, and now they've surpassed the Patriots and Giants. So good stuff. Good stuff there. I can't even find the old article, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. Love to see that. Love to see that. The Rams initially had $4.8 billion, so they passed the Giants, Patriots, and the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. I think I might have, let's see. Yeah, the Lakers. The Rams are worth more than the Lakers right now. The Rams are worth more than the Lakers. The Rams are worth more than the Warriors. Or you said they're behind the Warriors. Okay. Behind the Warriors. They're worth more than the Knicks. If it's not updated. So they're behind the Yankees and the Warriors and the Cowboys. And probably other teams that are not mentioned here. But wow, it's a big deal. It's a big deal right now. What, Colin Cowherd said they're America's team? I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I think they'll beat the Niners. Also, let me know. Hopefully, you guys aren't seeing a ton of lag. Just been experiencing so much lag lately. It's really frustrating. So I'm hoping it's not super laggy. There's nothing I could really do. I had the service provider come in. They fixed everything. I'm totally out of ideas. So hopefully it's not bad. What's up, Darren? Yeah, I can't see Djax. No, I can't see that. They would bring back OBJ, but yeah. What's up, Ruiz? Yeah, I think it'll be OBJ. Well, yeah, and that's another thing. So I'm glad you brought that up, Lou. If there is any issues, if Van is out for a considerable amount of time, they will give those those options for the wide receiver 3 spot. But make no mistake about it, Higbee's role now increases. Blanton's role increases. The running backs' roles increase. So that's important there. Love to see Aroldis Chapman getting out of a jam there. Or not really a jam. He's been pitching well. He's been pitching very well lately. Subscribe and like, or I will steal all your clothes were put. Oh, you are something. Yes, please thumbs up the video. It really does help out the channel. Let's see. Bryson Hopkins has been looking great so far at camp. Excited to see him blossom. Yes, I'm very excited for him. Very excited for him. He had a big time. Sometimes you have those moments in the Super Bowl where, big time game, you show up and it changes everything. And, I'm wondering if that's going to be the case with, Bryson Hopkins. Well, the plan was that he was going to get a new deal. Like, they like him long term, but it really depends on the knee. I didn't realize how many people didn't like Van Jefferson in this fan base. I'm actually blown away. I was noticing in the comment section a lot of people on the Downtown Rams podcast, the most recent one, episode 456, were like, yeah, this Van Jefferson guy, I'm not a huge fan of. I'm a big fan of Van Jefferson. So I don't share that same thought process. But I guess to each their own. Djax won't be back. McVeigh couldn't get through to him last year. He won't be. Yeah, he's not. He won't be back. Both will increase. I think Darrell Henderson's will increase in the passing attack. I think Blanton's will as well. So, yes, please do. The plan is to go to at least one. Airline tickets are so expensive. I've been saving all these points for years on Southwest, and I used to be able to. I had enough points to get 2 rides there and back, and now my points, they can get me what? A flight there, not even a flight back. They've increased them so much, it's like not even worth it. Don't fall for any of those. I'll tell you right now, the biggest scams on planet Earth right now are reward programs in 2022 because of inflation, the fact that there's a recession on its way, if not already here. Reward programs are such a scam now. I'm sorry, but they are. And my story right there proves it. Big scam. It's a little hot. Gonna go check it right now. Be right back. Who is a guy that you think could be dark horse for Rams 53? That's a good one. Tough to say. That would be tough to say. I mean, I'll just say Jake Hummel because I'm a big fan of his game. Traven Howard got hurt, and I think they spent more money on him than probably any other UDFA this year. So I'm going to say Jake Hummel is an option to be the dark horse to make the 53. Yeah, but Tutu can play wide receiver. Like, he's not just a gadget guy, and that's what excites me the most about him. Yeah, it's starting to feel that way. Hey, I'll tell you right now, okay? I'm ready for it. I just had one of my biggest months ever in July. You have to keep this in mind. July's the dead period for us content creators that content create about football. So I just had one of the biggest months, and I just made the least amount of money I've ever made in a month. I'm ready for the football season. Seeing as I do this full time, definitely ready for the football season because we had over 120,000 views last month, and which is our third biggest month, and we did not make a lot of money. I mean, hey, it happens. But that's why I'm very much ready for it. Sup, Jake and Ramley. Hope you're all having a great evening. What's up, Peo? Likewise, back at you. Coach McJake. How's it hanging? It's going well. I actually just started watching this show, Love, Death, and Robots, and I'm not going to lie, I don't know if any of you ever told me to watch it, but one of the Rams, Jamal Pettigrew, told me to watch it during our interview with him, and I gotta say, it's pretty fun. It's engaging. I just finished the first season. It's an anthology series. It's kind of like, what is it? It's kind of like Black Mirror, but I'm really digging it. I mean, it's got all these different animation styles and everything. Recommend. It's on Netflix. It's not suitable for work, so don't be watching it in front of kids or, at work. But it's fun. I dig it. Right on. Jake, where do you think Juan Soto ends up? I feel like it's going to be the Dodgers. For a while, I was like, the Cardinals are the interesting team. I don't feel like they're being talked about enough in the race for Soto. No, I kind of feel like it's going to be the Dodgers now. We'll see, but look how quiet the Dodgers are. This is a team that's always active, during the trade deadline. And essentially, they get everybody. They get Scherzer, they'll get, Trey Turner. They'll get whoever. But they haven't done anything. Okay, and tomorrow at 6 p.m. is when the deadline comes to a close. So I would not be surprised to see the Dodgers make a big move. And they have a lot of talent. We've talked about it over and over again on this show. The farm systems and who has what. I just think they have way too much talent where you just can't rule them out of any of this. So that's something to me that I'm looking at as I have the game up right here on Gamecast for the Yankees. So that's something I'm looking at. I mean, the Dodgers haven't done anything. The Yankees just made 3 moves in the deadline. They got Frankie Montas, who I loved. I love that pickup. Actually, they got 4 guys. They got him. They got Lou Trevino, who's going to help out the bullpen, flamethrower of a pitcher. And then you go out and you get Scott Efros, the sidearm pitcher, great sinker baller. He's got a really nice slider, and he's coming from Chicago. Then they got Benintendi, last week, who literally played against his team. That was funny. He was literally on his way with the Royals, the team, I assume the team playing, to go play the Yankees, and he gets traded. So he's on he's in that area with his teammates while he has already been traded. Very awkward how that whole thing played out, at the very least. But I think they had a really nice trade deadline. I would be really surprised if the Dodgers don't make any moves. Everyone's been telling me, all of you Dodgers fans out there have been telling me how much pitching is needed. And I will be very shocked if they don't make a move. Even if it's like for a Quintana or somebody like that. I would never trade for Jose Quintana. I think he's incredibly overrated. But I would not be surprised if the Dodgers came away with Jose Quintana, went after Thor, somebody like that. I just can't see them trading for Otani right now because they have to feel like they're the favorites when he becomes a free agent. But I think the Dodgers will definitely make a play for a pitcher. And, if they don't, then I really think that they're trying to get Soto. And there's a chance Soto doesn't get dealt. We've been talking about him for, weeks. There's a chance that he doesn't get dealt. And, the Nationals were kind of full of shit. But, I actually think he's going to get dealt. And I think if he goes anywhere, it'll be to St. Louis or L.A. That's where I stand on this. I think those are the 2 teams. I know everyone talks about the Padres, but... if the Padres were going to get him, they kind of hurt their chances going after Hader because they got Hader and they sent a bunch of talent over to Milwaukee. I don't know. Maybe they still could, but I don't know. Last year you talked about Brandon Powell being used in the gadget role more. What's your thoughts all these months later? I just don't really see it, but I'd like to see him used in that way. I guess I was ahead of the 8 ball on that because no one was talking about that. And then he came out and had that, the mic'd up scenario or whatever. And now everyone wants to see him in a gadget role. It's funny how that worked out. Showing off the muscles in a Lakers uniform. Yes, I am. So scratch off Quintana. Alexis just texted me that the Cardinals just got Jose Quintana. Yeah, that's the one guy I wouldn't have wanted. So... Wildman Samurai, thank you so much for donating. Hey, Jake, I think we should let Jacob Harris have a shot at wide receiver 3. Thoughts? Yeah, I think he'll definitely get a shot. Wouldn't mind it at all. I think it's between him and Atwell personally, but I think everybody's going to get an open shot to have an opportunity, and we'll see what happens. But thanks again for donating. I appreciate that. But yeah, I definitely think that makes sense. Rams pass the Lakers and Dodgers. Remember, they own real estate development in SoFi Stadium. Dodgers do own the stadium, but not the parking lot, and the Lakers do not own real estate in arena. Correct. That is really good for context there. Both DK and Debose signed short-term deals while being young. Does that say more about the Niners, Hawks, or more about DK Debo? It's a combination. Because, I mean, if I'm Debo Samuel, I don't know if I would sign a short-term deal to stay with the Niners. I think the Niners are where you want to be. You have Trey Lance. Maybe he doesn't believe in Trey Lance. Who knows? But DK is definitely the lack of belief in Seattle, and also getting the test free agency at age 27 again is just crazy. He's going to make a lot of money. Stuff I'm hearing in camp? No, pretty much everything you're probably seeing at this point. It's hard to get anything like that. Like, I'm hearing good things. The Rams feel very highly, about their rookies that are stepping up in camp. I mean, Bruss hasn't, blown anybody away. He's a work in progress. He's going to need that preseason, and then I think he can win that job. But Jacoby Durant and Darion Kendrick, they're day one contributors. Obviously we've talked about Bruss, but I mean, those two are. Problem is Quentin Lake is on the the IR or whatever list he's on. He's injured right now, so it's hard to make too much about him. And then you have Kyron Williams with the broken foot. I imagine both those guys will probably play in preseason, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting there. I love Van. I don't know. I mean, not everybody when I say this, but a lot of Rams fans just don't like certain players for like no reason at all. What are your thoughts on DK Debo's contracts? Fair, overpaid, underpaid? I felt like Debo was like severely underpaid personally. That's just me. I wouldn't have paid DK Metcalf because I just don't feel like he's getting better. I feel like he's somewhat declining, and your team, I don't know. I feel like the Seahawks right now should want to go after picks and not really worry about, But then again, who am I to judge? I mean, I like Metcalf. I just feel like he's not as good as I thought he would be. I feel like he's starting to kind of flatline a little bit. That's just me. They are. Reward programs are an absolute joke. If you really do the money, like if you do the math, you're spending more money than what it just doesn't make sense. Most of the times they don't make sense. Yes. My guy Scott knows what's up. My God, I hate NFTs with a passion. Yeah, that's what most teams should do, but I'm with you there. I do not like the Astros at all. I don't like that they got Trey Mancini. I don't like that they got Vasquez. But it's a win because they didn't get Josh Bell and they didn't get Contreras at the deadline. So, as a Yankee fan, you have to know they're getting one of those guys. So, and the fact they didn't get either, I thought that was pretty awesome. They didn't get Bell or Contreras. What's up, Daniel? Hard to tell because they wear the soft shell. Like, it's not even really a real atmosphere that you're going to see in games, so it's really hard to tell. Is he really? I just do not like NFTs. Most of them are scams. So, okay, Cardinals are finalizing a deal to acquire left-hander Jose Quintana. Let's see. Trying to find. I thought there was something about Soto, and I totally missed it. Hearing the Giants aren't going to trade Rodon, so I guess they're going to try to compete. Good luck to them. Cardinals, Dodgers, and Padres have all improved their offers to the Nationals regarding a Soto trade. Now, tomorrow, we're going to find out what team really wants him the most. It's time for each of them to add one more prospect they don't want to add TikTok. That's what I'm reading here. Dodgers remain in on Juan Soto, have big prospect stockpile. Miller, Vargas, Cartaya, Bush. Recent history of big deadline deals. Report. Okay, yeah. That's another thing. That's another thing. The Dodgers have experience trading with the Nationals. Do not discount how much experience matters. The Yankees and Brian Cashman have worked with Billy Beane and, the brass of the Athletics for years. They've made multiple trades with the A's, and so it wasn't surprise to me when they came to terms on a deal for Montas, okay? The Yankees had also made trades with Seattle, so that is also something to keep in mind. The Yankees typically don't make trades with the Royals, but that was interesting. Cincinnati became an option because the Yankees had made trades with Cincinnati before. But yeah, I mean, the Dodgers most notably made the trade for Trey Turner and Scherzer. So, I think that's something to keep in mind. All right, let's see here. Van Jefferson has shown the same potential he flashed since his rookie year. He just has to play to his upside. I think that's why fans are frustrated with him. I mean, the guy had over 800 yards after only having like 220 in his rookie year. So, I mean, he's only gone up significantly in year 2. And he wasn't really given opportunities in year 1, so I don't know. I mean, if he catches that touchdown in the Super Bowl, that's probably the main thing. People probably hold it like his Super Bowl play against him, and that's fair. But if that's really it, I mean, I think he's been pretty darn good. First touchdown of Stafford's first game as he ran that deep ball to Jefferson where he up untouched and ran. How can you not be a fan of Jefferson's? I don't know, man. I mean, it kind of sounds bad, but I get what you're saying. It's not that you want. Sorry about that. I don't know how loud that was. It's not that you're saying you don't want Van Jefferson to play. You want him to be hurt. It's what you're saying is I want to see what they have in Atwell because I didn't get the chance to see him last year, and I want to see what they have in some of the other guys. I want to see how what they have in Jacob Harris. I think it does open up a lot, there, a lot of potential to find out what you have in those guys. So I don't blame you. Our rookie DBs are doing really good. Yeah, it appears that way. Love Van, and I think he reaches his full capability. However, he has to show us more. Finesse routes result in interceptions, and he's way better than that. VJ has to go after the ball better. That's fair. Love, Death, and Robots is great. My favorite episode is Season 1, Zima Blue. That was pretty solid. I think the best episode was the one, Aquila? Was it Aquila's Rift? The Aquila Rift? That was insane. I mean, the CGI is unbelievable. Like, beyond the Aquila Rift. And then I like Shapeshifters as number 2, the one with the Afghanistan werewolves. And then I like Sunny's Edge. It felt kind of like, and I haven't seen it, but I've seen the previews for it. It felt like Arcane, that League of Legends show that went crazy. And then number 4 is Ice Age for me in Season 1, because I've only seen Season 1. And I really liked Ice Age. I thought it was a cool idea. And there's other ones that I really liked. I thought Lucky 13 was really good. There's plenty out there that are like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. So, yeah. Let's see. Mine got blown today that I didn't know there's a game this Thursday, August 4th. Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll do a live stream. Who knows? Yeah, and I have all these theories because I think a lot of it is imagery when it comes to Love, Death, Robots. Um, I think that's really what it comes down to. I think that it's a lot of imagery, it's a lot of metaphor, things like that. But I also think it's kind of saying like, oh, they might have been like Ice Age. Who's to say Topher Grace's character and his wife slash girlfriend? Who's to say that those two didn't get super high when they opened up the fridge? And that's what they saw. I mean, you know, I thought the fish one was whack, but I thought the fish one, when they're out in the middle of nowhere, the old guy, and the young guy, I think the point of that, there was a metaphor in, like, because they talked about the job, the workforce. And the vibe I got when they were talking about the workforce is that, like, I guess essentially, like, the old guy was warning the young guy was willing to swim with the fishes, and then the shark came and ate him. And I felt like that was kind of the vibe that I was getting, like the workforce. It was like veterans know, like people that have experience, older guys, they can see things that are too good to be true, whereas the younger person can't. That was kind of the vibe I got, but there's a lot of different things in there. Jake, I'm a Dodgers fan. I know we always get superstars like last deadline, but I don't want Friedman to trade our prospects like Miller and Vargas. I don't blame you. I'm really not a big fan of trading away prospects like crazy. I stopped watching the little bit of baseball I did watch because the Angels started shitting the bed, and I'm also fully expecting Otani to be traded if he hasn't already. Pain. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, like, I think the Dodgers are going to sign him. The Yankees called the Angels out in their bullshit. They were never going to trade away Otani. The Yankees offered them a very competitive offer, and they said, no, we're going to keep Otani. It's like, okay, so you're never going to trade him. So shut up. You just want attention. Go away. Pain. The Bills. Yeah, apparently the Bills are interested in OBJ. We'll see what happens. I would assume so. I think that was the plan, right? When they traded for Trey Turner and gave up prospects for him. I thought it was assumed that he would be the guy that they got long term, and Scherzer was just there to try to win a title, and he was going to be pretty much a rental. What's up, Isaac? Love, Death, Robots is a freaking trip in an awesome way. The episode where the ship or space station finds out they drifted off course. Also, the monster episode animation was next level. Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's called the Aquila Rift. I think it's the best episode by far. It's like Mass Effect on steroids. Hey Jake, is there any concerns? Safety position with the Rams seems like Fuller's still healing. Haven't heard anything about Rapp and Scott. I haven't seen anything about there's any safety concerns or anything about them. We'll see, but I haven't seen anything. Hard to say. Like, I think Jacoby Durant will probably start, but hard to know for sure. If OBJ comes back, what number will he wear? Akers took his number 13. What is more likely? Week 1 upset, Bears beat the 49ers, or Jets beat the Ravens? Jets beat the Ravens. I think the Jets can win that game. Good question, by the way. I think the Jets can win that game. I think the Bears are the worst team in football. They got a good quarterback, young. I don't like what they have around him. I think the Bears have a chance to be the worst team in football. I don't think you should be super worried. I would say it's better than I initially expected. I thought the Van Jefferson news was going to be bad, but it sounds like they dodged something there. Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is experimenting with all sorts of stuff, so that's probably why, but I typically turn ads off. Like, I have an intro ad, and I think that's it. So I don't know why you're getting ads, but they're probably experimenting with stuff. Raiders, Micah Kaiser got hurt. That's unfortunate. Thanks, Peo. Appreciate you. Yeah, I hear you there. A lot of Rams players said Van Jefferson is soft. They were jokingly saying it, but still. Hello, Jake. Sorry, been on vacation for a while. Need a break from life. I hear you, Ted. Hey, never gonna Never going to fault anybody for wanting to take a break from life, right? Never going to fault anybody for wanting to take a vacation. We all need those. All need a mental relaxation, if you will. Noticing Rochelle getting beat at corner from camp videos, I saw he's raw at the position, but he's being taught by Morris and Ramsey, maybe a switch to safety. I think you're way too quick to pull the trigger on that one there, my friend. I will say he's covering Allen Robinson. So, I mean, I wouldn't sleep on him. I would not sleep on him. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's already something in the works. Netflix League of Legends was awesome. Do you think the Jags will play any of their new additions in the game? We'll see. Oh my God. Trevino hit another one. Dear God, Trevino, man. Love to see that. First career multi home run game for Jose Trevino. Love to see that. Keep forgetting that Otani plays for the Angels. So weird that he signed with them. Yeah, and it was weird because the Yankees had a lot of interest. I think the Dodgers had a lot of interest, and he didn't want to go to a big market team, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's why he chose. I mean, the Angels are a big market, but they're not, He had some method for his madness. I don't remember exactly what it was. He is absolutely the best corner in the league. What's up, Ricky? We just talked about Van Jefferson, the trade deadline a little bit in baseball. Nothing too much. You definitely didn't miss a ton. Looks like the Yankees are going to win their 70th game of the season, as long as they get the 3 outs here in this inning without giving up anything. And if you're not following baseball, I'll just keep you up to date here. Right now, according to win-loss, the Yankees would be 70-34. The Dodgers are 68-33. I don't know if they're playing right now or... Yeah, they are playing right now. They're playing the Giants. So the Yankees have 70 wins. Dodgers have 68. The Astros have 67, and they're losing to Boston right now. Mets have 64. Braves have 62. And then there's kind of a drop-off after that. So you have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams with at least 60 wins. Then you have 57 with the Brewers, Jays, and Padres. 55 with the Phillies and Mariners. 54 with the Cardinals, Rays. 53 with the Twins. 52 with the Guardians. And then you only have one more team above 500 in the White Sox. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember the exact reason. I'll look it up. Why did Otani choose the Angels? He felt a true bond with the Angels. He sees this as the best environment to develop and reach the next level to attain his career goals. He did not care about big market. Yeah, so maybe he won't sign with the Dodgers. If he stands by that, then maybe he'll just stick with the Angels. Who knows? Well, nice. There you go. With Jefferson's injury, do we see some wide receiver playing less in preseason? Possibly looking at someone to bring in for depth? That's possible. Certainly possible. I brought that up yesterday on Rams Edge because I think there's definitely a serious question here as it stands with Jefferson's injury. because on one hand, you want to give Atwell and you want to give Skoranek and you want to give Harris opportunities in preseason. On another, you got to keep them healthy for the regular season. So that's a tough one. Now, Jordan Rodriguez was saying how the Rams won't have to worry if Jefferson misses some time. They won't have to worry about acclimating him into the offense because he knows the offense pretty well. So that's a good thing. Just Jefferson, really, if you're talking Rams. I mean, there's breaking news every day, essentially, in sports. So if you're talking sports, well, there's a lot. Yeah, not good. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think it's crazy to say that because, I was actually talking about this with my father today, and this is actually my biggest concern about going after Juan Soto. Everyone obsesses over Juan Soto, and I get he's 23 years old. But Juan Soto is not a five-tool baseball player, okay? Juan Soto's not the best defender at his position. He doesn't have a great arm. He doesn't, how many bases does he steal? Let's look it up. He has 5 on the season. I think it's the most overused term in professional baseball. I really do. This idea that anybody's a 5-tool player because it sounds like you're calling somebody elite, well, I don't know if I agree with it. He's got a really, really good bunch of numbers here. He has a career OPS of 963, okay? He's got 118 home runs. His average is 34 a season. That's power. So he's got power, right? He does not have a gold glove. He's a 2-time silver slugger. So once again, he's got power. But Soto, his best season was in 2019 where he had 12 stolen bases. He doesn't steal bases. So he's a career 291 hitter, so you got to give him the average. But, that's what, going to your point, Mitch, Ken Griffey Jr. was a 5-tool player. Because Ken Griffey Jr. did everything well. He didn't steal bases a ton. But in his, right in his prime, he's stealing 20 bases. He's hitting 56 home runs. That's good. 24 stolen bases, 48 home runs. Soto's career high is 12. Also, Griffey got hurt and stopped stealing bases. You want to see another one that was a good example of a 5-tool player? Barry Bonds. Regardless if you say about the steroids, all that, Barry Bonds was a 5-tool player. Do you know Barry Bonds one year had 52 stolen bases? Hell, he had, even back when he was taking steroids with the Giants, he had 40 stolen bases one year. At age 33, he had 28. He had 13 at age 36. Yeah, it feels that way. Definitely feels that way. I don't see why he wouldn't like it. Why would you not be happy with what's going on? Oh, appreciate you subscribing, Jorge. Welcome. Hopefully it's not lagging too bad. I'm going to try and fix this. I've been trying to for a while. I don't really know what to do, but I'll just continue to try to find different ways to make it not lag as much. Maybe I'll go back to just streaming on this computer. I feel like it has nothing to do with the computer, though. It's the internet. And I don't know why, because I got the internet fixed. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some interference with my, Wi-Fi extender. Who knows, right? Definitely not reasonable and definitely not enough. I think Watson should have been suspended the full season. Period. Tom Brady got 4 games. Watson gets 2 more games for what he did compared to Tom Brady having general knowledge about deflated footballs. Yikes. NFL, it just does not look good. The Mets and the Braves, those are the teams in the NL that can keep the Dodgers from getting the World Series. The team that can keep the Dodgers from winning the World Series are those teams and the Astros and Yankees. I really feel like it's those 5 teams. That's your top 5 in baseball. That's really it after that, I think, personally. Former Ram Jamil Demby visited the Cardinals today. I did notice that. Still waiting to get word on Soto and any other trades. Wouldn't rule out another trade for the Yankees. Yeah. I don't see anything, but hopefully we found out soon. By this time tomorrow, it is being reported that Joey Gallo will not be a Yankee. So I don't know if that means they'll DFA him if they don't have a deal or they have a handshake deal, but I won't have to watch Joey Gallo striking out with the bases loaded anymore. That feels pretty good. I don't know. It won't be that much money. I always look at it like this. I'm not the one spending the money, so I don't care. They can figure it out. They can make OBJ work, you make it work. No, it's actually bizarre. I've never seen anything like it. I remember there were times where you had a Cliff Lee that wanted to go to the Yankees, and his wife did not want him to go to the Yankees. So you had the whole Cliff Lee stuff, and we've been talking about it for years. The Yankees had a deal for Cliff Lee, the pitcher from Texas. Texas backed out of it, did the deal with Seattle, and that was history, essentially. Then he signs with Phillies and loses the World Series to the Yankees. So that's the only time I can really remember it, because he spoke about how he wanted to be a Yankee. But aside from that, I mean, I don't... Maybe Allen Robinson when he wanted to be a Packer and then decided to sign with the Bears, but I don't know. Yeah, that's gross. It is too short. I think it should be the full season. I'm sure there's truth behind it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Alex. I'm not going to be a jerk if he goes to the Braves and sucks it up, or he goes to the Brewers, he's not on my team anymore. That would just be mean. You know what I mean? He's on my team now. I want him to have success if he goes anywhere. I don't want him to be bad. You know? It's like Goff, except Goff did way more for my team than Gallo did for my team. Way more. The Astros are the only team that worries Yankees fans. No Yankee fan is worried about the Guardians in a 5-game series or 7-game series. Let's put it this way. No Yankee fan is worried about any team in a 7-game series except for the Astros, period. I don't know too much about him. I'll have to see him in preseason. Maybe. There are a lot of teams, though, that are trying to trade for him right now because they believe that they can get the most out of him. They believe that if he leaves New York, he's going to find his way. I don't know if it's that. I mean, as bad as New York media can be, I don't think they've been overly tough on him. I think they were tougher on guys like Clint Frazier, but sometimes you just need a change of scenery. I don't know. You're not going to have that short porch in right field, though, Joey. I mean, that's like easy money when you're a left-hand batter. Yankees just won their 24th game by 5+ runs this season, according to Katie Sharp on Twitter. That is the most in the MLB. Last year they had 20 the entire season. Yeah, things are going well for the Yankees. They win number 70. They're 70-34 on the year, 41-13 at home. And tomorrow, Montas might be on the mound, who they just acquired. I mean, I'm going to look it up, but yeah, let's see. It looks like it's Jamison Tyone versus Logan Gilbert. And then the next game is Garrett Cole versus Luis Castillo. That'll be something. I have played it. I played it one night. I went crazy on it, and then I never played it again. Is that the Croatian flag? I don't know for sure, but it looks like it. Pretty much. I wouldn't mind that. Cuba? Okay. Started with the C. So Thor Love and Thunder on Rotten Tomatoes, the critic approval dropped to 65%. It is the lowest among the entire Thor series. Interesting. I did not think it was that bad. I actually thought it was great, but that's just me. But you know how it goes. Critics have a bad thing, then the audience has the better thing, or the critics like something too much and the audience tells you no. I want to know who the hell is giving Spider-Man No Way Home a rotten, review. Half-baked conversations and inconclusive ideas. The film gets distracted halfway through a sequence as it's trying to prevent its own progression because, in fact, it's actually searching for its offshoot. A silly plot with very little character growth for Peter Parker that douses the film in fan service in hopes that we don't notice. All right, Alicia Queen, whatever you have to say. I don't even know why I read this shit. I hate to tell you that your opinion is wrong, but literally, Spider-Man No Way Home wasn't a bad film. If you don't think it was, a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, fine. But if you thought that was that's, God, critics, man. I can't even get into it. It will be a long thing because I genuinely think most critics are dumbasses. Not all of them, but most of them. Nope is certified fresh. That I'm surprised with. 81% from the critics, 69% from the audience. I think the Astros are very good, but I think the Astros are the Niners. Were the Niners better than the Rams last year? No. The Astros just had, or not the Astros, the Niners just had, experience beating the Rams. They had a better matchup. They matched up well with them. But I'll be honest with you. The Astros are not better than the Yankees. The Yankees have one of the hardest. Obviously, they play in the best division in the sport. Maybe all of sports, if we want to go there. Let's look at the standings, shall we? Right now, the Yankees play in a division where if the Red Sox win tonight, everyone is at least 500. Do you know how many divisions have that? Not the Central. They have barely 3 teams above 500. Not the West, which the Astros play in. The pitiful poverty division that's known as the AL West. The Astros have 67 wins in a division where they have Seattle, who's 55, and then after that, the Rangers are 46 and 55, the Angels are 43 and 59, and the Athletics are 39 and 65. Oh, what about the Mets? We always hear, oh, it's the Mets own the New York now. They own New York. Oh, they own New York, right? Well, they have 64 wins, so they don't have as many as the Yankees. They won a 2-game series, so calm down there. When they go to the Yankee Stadium, things will change. The Braves are 62 wins, so they're only 3 games behind the Mets. And then after that, you have the Phillies at 55 and 47, and then you have 2 teams that aren't even close. You have the Marlins at 47 wins, and Nationals have 35. What about the Central, Jake? The NL Central. All right, well, the Central, you have 2 teams that are above 500, 3 teams that are not. The Cubs have 41 wins, the Reds have 41, the Pirates have 40. Oh, well, what about the West? I mean, the Dodgers, right? Yeah, about that. The Dodgers have 68 wins. After that, the Padres have 57. The Giants are at 500 with 51. The Rockies have 46, and the Diamondbacks have 45. So when people try to tell me that the Yankees aren't that good of a team, and they have no argument because, well, they play in the best division by far in baseball. They have a plus 212 run differential. They're 29-21 on the road. They're 41-13 at home. And, oh, by the way, they just so happen to have a top 5 strength of schedule. Yeah, okay. I'm going to be a little... I'm not going to take that to the bank. I think the Yankees are the best team in baseball. And I think the Dodgers are right there with them. But I do think the Dodgers play in a way easier division, and the Yankees do not. And that is what I'll say about that. Let's see. I really like Dusty Baker, but I don't think it's just Dusty Baker. They have a good roster, and they develop well, and they don't just send the farm no matter what. They actually go out and they actually develop guys. Like Kyle Tucker, another perfect example of developing Bregman, Altuve. They lost Correa. They replaced him with another developed shortstop. It's the way it is. I did not. Can you DM me a picture of that? I definitely want to see that. Oh, you're saying you can't find it online. I'm sorry. I did not mean to insult your intelligence. If you can't succeed on the best team in the league right now, I can't imagine why he'll fare much better elsewhere in terms of Gallo. I hear you. That does make sense. That does. Because once you get to the Dodgers, well, things are going to explode. What's up, Ashton? Two-point conversion, quarterback draw. Who would you rather have do it? Oh, Perkins. Definitely Perkins. Yeah, I'm just not interested in that. Like, I'd be annoyed if Marvel did something like that. If Marvel did something like that, it's almost like it's okay because they have a direction. DC has no direction right now. Like, I don't, what are they doing? You know what I mean? It's cool that you liked it. I probably will never see that. Rams amid the bone was a mistake by changing it to the, yeah, exactly. I have listened to the Sword since. It's not really for me. I definitely think that they're good musicians, but it's not really my taste. I won't say it's not my taste. I didn't really get into them that much. Sorry. No. No. I hate the Leprechaun. Not funny, not scary, not at all creative. Horrible plot. Kill the Leprechaun. That's pathetic. If that's the case, dear God. But I wouldn't put it past him. Yeah, I mean, like, I'd rather have yellow, but I hear you. Appreciate that. Oh, I'm rocking my guy, Russell Westbrook. I don't know how long he's going to be a Laker, but I love this jersey, and I got it because I bet, I think, what was it, $100? I don't know. I got it for free because Caesars had a promo. I think it was bet $300 in like a month or whatever, and I did, so they gave me this jersey. I don't get why people rank Devonte Adams over Cooper Kupp. I don't get it either. Triple crown, MVP of the Super Bowl, should have won MVP of the regular season. Yeah, I don't get it. No, I hear you. To an extent, but I really do think the film hit. I think there are times where there was unnecessary, like the kids at the end. I don't feel like they needed that. I feel like they should have made the fight in the monochrome backdrop and background and all that. I think they should have made the fight more like towards the end. That should have been the ending. I thought that was the ending. I was surprised that was not the ending. I don't know. Thought that would have been better as the ending, but that's just me. And this could be a hot take, but Matthew Stafford could be top 5. He unlocked. I don't think it's hot. I think it's definitely he definitely should be top 5. Okay, I got you. It's hard because yes, I'm a Yankee fan, but it's almost like, was I biased when I was saying that the Rams were going to win the Super Bowl as soon as they got Matthew Stafford last year? I mean, maybe, but they were pretty much equipped to win the Super Bowl immediately. So I just thought it was no-brainer. You know, it's weird. It's like there's bias because you have an interest, but at the same time, if you're right, like it's pretty obvious. Like the stats, the models, everything shows the Yankees are the best team in baseball. And if they didn't have that weird, losing streak, that's another thing. They lost 10 of the last 15 games, not recently, but I mean not now, but I mean if you look at the Mets series, they lost 10 of the last 15 games, and they were still ahead in their division by which everybody is over 500 in, by like 13 games. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy what they've done. I did too. I agree with you there. I think it is too. Well, here's the thing. If the Astros get by New York, I don't necessarily think they would win the World Series. But I do think the Yankees get by the Astros, and I think they're done. I think they win it all. I really do. Let's see. You sent me it? Oh, I see it. I was hoping it would be like a new Ram head logo because I hate the Ram head. I think it's a terrible logo personally, but um, damn. Yeah, you got me excited. I thought they were like gonna change the Ram head logo. That's what they should do. I would make the argument the bigger change that they need to make is not necessarily the bone; it's that Ram head. They should make it the way it's been remocked and everything by a lot of people. In my personal opinion, that's what I would do. Nice. There you go. We came as Romans. I've seen them. I haven't seen them. I've been listening to them a little bit this year. I couldn't get into ABR, and I've never heard of Hollow Point, so I'll have to check them out. Thoughts on that? I thought he got underpaid. I was actually surprised. I mean, he deserves it, but I thought he got underpaid. I thought he would have been more, personally. But, yeah. I agree. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Can't imagine what they're doing. No idea what they're doing. Well, here's the thing though. I'm in New York, and I always hear about the Dodgers going to win everything because I have a lot of people that follow me because of my Rams content. They're Dodger fans, so I'm in agreement with you on that. I get tired of the Dodgers too. I think I've been better about it because I do realize. I mean, you guys like the Dodgers. I'm not going to crap all over the team, but had they pulled in Montas or Castillo or Benintendi, you might have saw some bitterness from me. They can get Soto. I don't care. They get Soto. They're giving up a lot of prospects, and I'm glad my team's not. I don't think he does that many. Yeah. I mean, he's not really a difference maker to me. Like, I don't think Garoppolo's that good at all. The teams that make the most sense. I mean, I don't think he's better than Baker. I mean, he might be better than Darnold, but I don't. Seattle probably makes some sense, but I mean, that's the problem is that I just don't think like Garoppolo's that good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see like he wouldn't start anywhere in my opinion. Like when there are Jets fans that tell me, "Oh, Jets got to get him." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You're really sleeping on Zach Wilson. Don't do that. I'm telling you, you'll regret it." Name 3 countries in Africa, please. What is with you with the countries? You love the countries, man. I mean, I'll be honest, okay? I don't know flags. I don't know countries that well, all of that. I just don't. I don't even know I don't even know 3 countries in Africa like right off the top of my head. I'd probably say Ghana, Congo, and Zimbabwe, and I think Senegal is also there. But here's the thing, okay? I may not know 3 countries in Africa, but I know that there are 54 countries in Africa. Don't even ask me how I know that. But I mean I listed them off, so you know. I'm so bad with geography. Hey Jake, what do you think of it all yellow uniforms at the Rams had on? Oh, I mean, yeah. I definitely want to see that. That's what I'm pulling for. Hopefully that happens next year. Yeah, Peacemaker was really good. Looking forward to season 2. Not against it. I try to comment on everyone's comments as far as responding to them. And there are some that I will miss because when YouTube, refreshes everything, it pushes everything up, pushes everything down, makes it really hard to follow. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Pretty much. I'm happy. I'm happy for him. I think it makes sense. I thought Shang-Chi was great. And he's not writing the Kang Dynasty. He's just directing it, so. I can feel like a piece of dust in the back of my throat. It's really annoying. I think Trey Lance is going to be fine. I know there's everybody that wants to hate on him, trash him, call him a bust, but I think he's going to be fine. You know I'm a big fan of Trey Lance. Like I think he's going to be really good, but you know how it is with the young quarterbacks, man. The media just loves getting to them. Now that they don't have a story on Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, that quarterback controversy that is no longer a quarterback controversy, they have to make a story. Am I wrong? I am a Yankee fan, yes. I am a Yankee fan. Top 5 Yankees of all time. Oh boy. Paul, in no order, Paul O'Neill, A-Rod, Alfonso Soriano, Aaron Judge, Brett Gardner. That was easier than I thought. No, I answered it. We're good. Yeah, there we go. No, I would not at all. Hands off. I want Aaron Judge to sign a 30-year deal with the Yankees. I don't want any team to get their grubby paws on our homegrown player. Aaron Judge is like the only homegrown guy that the Yankees can really attest to, like that's their guy. They went out and they got Stanton, they traded prospects for him. You know, they went out and they got Hicks. They traded for Hicks, okay? He's not homegrown. They traded for Benintendi. They traded for Torres. While they developed Torres and they did somewhat homegrown him, he was part of a trade. They traded for Donaldson. They traded for IKF. They signed Rizzo, but they traded for him initially. They traded for Trevino. Really, it's just Aaron Judge and Higashioka and DJ LeMahieu they signed. So, yeah, no. Aaron Judge is like the Derek Jeter of the Yankees. There is not a chance in hell that I wouldn't be upset, that I wouldn't make a big deal about it if one of your teams, whether it be the Dodgers, the Angels, the Giants, get away from my player. That is my guy. That is New York's guy. We claim him. Stay back. Why? The Giants aren't going anywhere. The Yankees are the best team in the league. I'm, of course, going to be upset. Aaron Judge, no. I deal with it all the time, too. Like, I'm not actually, like, that mad. I'm just, like, annoyed. Because, not at you, but just in general, it's like, I'll be on, I'll be on Twitter, and it's like everything is, oh my god, he's going to look so good in Dodger blue, and I'm like, he's not going to be a Dodger. Get out of here. The Dodgers aren't getting Judge. San Francisco might. He's from Fresno State. So the Giants might. Giants would then be one of my least favorite teams in baseball. I don't have an issue with them. My grandpa loves them. I have family that likes them. I've always had a soft spot for them. But if they get Aaron Judge, they are dead to me. Period. And the only other team I can see is like the Mets. And if you allow the Mets to get Aaron Judge, first off, I despise the Mets. But if you allow Aaron Judge to go to the Mets, you're the problem. No, he's not. He hates the Niners. Yeah, well, I mean, I try. The Rays are still in it. I mean, they're not as good as I expected, but they're still in the thick of it. I think it could be. We'll see, but I definitely think it could be. Yeah, the Niners are out of their minds that they think they're getting anything more than a 4th-round pick for Garoppolo. That contract is terrible. Oh, they both suck. I think they're both equally bad. Absolutely not. I have never been outside of the country, so I cannot unfortunately attest to any of that. The most mellow music? This is a good question. I mean, I like the softer, like the Foo Fighters. They had the double album for In Your Honor, and the second part of the album, like songs 11 through 20, were all kind of soft. So I like that. I listen to that when I need something mellow. I'm pretty heavy. I listen to a lot of heavy stuff for the most part. But when I'm listening to mellow, it's that. It's the Beatles, earlier stuff, like 8 days a week type. Um, I'd probably say the Beatles. I would say the Foo Fighters double album. I would say Frank Sinatra. Um, yeah, I'll probably leave it at that. I mean, there's not too much mellow that I listen to. Oh, actually, I would say it's not super mellow, but I mean it is somewhat. I would say the Arctic Monkeys record that I brought up before, Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Marvel always move forward, not backward, unlike Star Wars. True. Are you planning on going to any Rams road games this season if time allows you? If time allows me and I could afford it, I'm trying to go to Rams Chiefs. I'm going to be entirely honest with you. There's not a country on planet Earth that I want to be in outside of the United States. There are places that I'd like to go. Like, I'd like to go to Greece. I'd like to go to London. And I'd like to go to Switzerland. But I don't need to. You know what I mean? Like, I guess those are three places. If I had to choose three, those are my three. Greece, London, and like Switzerland. But if that's the thing, it's like if I have to, like if I live in the United States and don't ever travel outside of the United States the rest of my life, I'll be totally fine. I really like this country, and I think what it really comes down to is there's a lot of areas in this country that I will never have a chance to visit. So, I mean, you could argue you never really have to leave. There's so many things to do, in this country that you're not even aware of. Think about all the monuments and the sights to see and, you know, all the different places. I mean, I want to go to every ballpark. I want to go to every arena. I want to go to, every stadium. I want to go to every, landmark. Like, I want to go to Mount Rushmore. I want to check out for myself, not flying above it, but I want to check out the Grand Canyon. There's a lot of different things I want to do. Yeah. Yeah, well, geography's cool. DC needs to just reset. I like the actors, but this whole current universe got ruined by the Justice League. Agreed with that. Oh, nice. I see you. This year? Yeah, they will. There's no team in the NFC worth even talking about aside from the Rams. Tampa's not as good as the Rams. They can't beat the Rams. Green Bay can beat the Rams, but they're not as talented. The 49ers, they think they have the Rams number, but we'll see about that. The Dodgers are the best team in the NL. That's my thought right now. They could. I mean, I think they'll probably win against the Giants. I really like Jeter, but unlike most Yankee fans, I'm not obsessed or in love with Jeter. I really like him. I liked watching him play, and I do miss when he was in the lineup. But I was an A-Rod guy. I was a Soriano guy. You know, I really like Jeter, but I just don't like how the Jeter homers tend to discount everything A-Rod meant to the organization. A-Rod played 12 years with the Yankees. I mean, I don't know. Originates from Germany. It is a German last name. It means elbow in German. Yeah, it's annoying. I mean, Yankee fans will hate me, but I'll take the Rams winning back to back. If the Rams win back to back, then yeah, I'll take that over the Yankees winning. Yankees have won 27 world championships. The 49ers have 5 in a 14-year span. Aside from that, they're nowhere near the organization the Rams are. The Rams won in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. 2010s is really the only time where they weren't like amazing, and they still went to a Super Bowl in the 2010s, towards the end of the 2010s. Now they're in the 2020s, and it didn't take long for them to win a Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's the thing that I can totally see why Rams fans hate the Niners so much, is because at the end of the day, the 49ers have a 14-game stretch where they won, the 14-season stretch where they won 5 Super Bowls, but in reality, they haven't been that great. If you really think about it, they had a really good stretch, but they're nowhere near as consistent as the Rams. They do not mean as much to history as the Rams do. The Rams had the first black player ever in the NFL in Washington, and you know they had, I mean, they were one of the original teams, not the original, but one of the original teams. They were founded in the 30s. But you look at the 40s, they won a title. They were in another championship game. They were in 3, I believe, in the 50s. They won in 51. The 60s, the fact they didn't win one is ridiculous because they were one of the best teams. They won a ton in the 80s, and they won a ton in the 70s. They were in a Super Bowl in 79. Yeah, it's just, that's why I think I would choose the Rams, because the Yankees have 27. The Rams have 4. They have 4 championships. They should have more than the Niners. They've been better than the Niners historically. So I would like to see them finally just match that. Because if they win another Super Bowl, like, I mean, how many? Yeah, the 49ers, like I was saying, they only have 5 championships, and they were won in 82, 85, 89, 1990, and 1995. So, like, they had that run, but aside from that run, they won it all in that one stretch. Rams would get their 5th world championship, this year if they win the Super Bowl, like I believe they will. If they win the Super Bowl, then they tie the Niners. You can't just not include NFL championships. I mean, 49ers don't even have NFL championships. They only have Super Bowls, so there you go. The Super Bowl 2023 will be between Tampa Bay and Los Angeles, and the Buccaneers will. That's not that's not possible because they both. Oh, do you mean the Chargers? Yeah, Tampa Bay can't beat the Rams. They're like incapable of doing it with Brady versus McVeigh. I think Tom Brady's going to be really good, but I don't think they're beating the Rams now. Yeah, but we don't want him anywhere near DC. We want him to stick with Marvel, simply put. Yep, that's true. Not really a love song guy. I think they're very sappy and unnecessary, personally, but that's just me. So I think that's gonna do it. Appreciate you guys huddling up in here. Hopefully it wasn't too laggy. Oh, it looks like it was very laggy. Damn. I have 35,318 dropped frames. Something's got to give, man. We got to fix this. I don't know what's going on. I've never had this issue, and now all of a sudden it won't go away. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we can figure it out at some point because it's like really obnoxious. But sorry about that. Thank you for sticking around, even though the frame droppage was insane. If you like what you heard, you like what you saw, be sure to hit that big fat red subscribe button. Also, if you want to never miss another live stream ever again, hit that bell icon and be sure to hit the thumbs up button to make sure that this gets recommended on YouTube. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and this has been JE Live. I'll see you guys soon. You guys take care. And until next time, well, I think I'll be live tomorrow. So, you know, I did it all in reverse and threw me off. But you guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon. Later.